What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anfernee, and in this video I want to take a step back from my usual investment style videos and talk a little bit about an extremely important topic, but something that is mentioned not nearly enough in most investment conversations. So the topic of this video is going to be insurance and how to save the most money on insurance, but also how to get enough insurance at the same time. A lot of the times, myself included, we as people just want to get the cheapest insurance available, but that may not be the best idea for our future and for our financial security. So in this video, I'm going to break down and discuss all that. I'm going to break down the three main insurance categories that everyone should have. That is going to be auto insurance, life insurance, as well as homeowners or renters insurance. And my plan, as always, are to use my real life experiences as a young adult in their early 20s to showcase the mistakes I made when picking insurances and try to help at least one person watching this not make the same mistakes that I did. So if you think you're going to find any kind of value in this video, then drop a like on the video for your boy. And if you want to make a little bit of free money before watching this video, then go down to the link in the description below, where if you sign up to the public app, you will get one free stock just for signing up and creating an account. And that stock is usually valued anywhere from $300 to $300, and it really is just free money given to you just for you watching this video and just for you signing up and making an account. And when you're just getting started at looking at different types of insurance, whether it's that homeowners insurance, auto insurance, or life insurance, you absolutely save the most money when you buy that insurance in the first place. No matter what company it's with, no matter what coverage you get, you save the most money when you pick the correct insurance. And the way that you can go back picking the correct insurance before you get into the coverages is simply by smart shopping around and using the internet to find the best rate available to you. A lot of the times we pick companies that seem familiar to us because we see them on all of the commercials. Whether it's Progressive, Aflac, or even State Farm, we like to choose companies that we're familiar with even if they don't offer us the best rate. And the great way that I found to smart shop around to get the best insurance rate is to either use a Google search or to use recommendations from companies by Dave Ramsey. Through reading some of his books, I've been able to find some of the cheapest insurance rates on the market, and that is from small companies that you may not have heard of. So you don't always have to go with the big name companies to get the best rates. And even now, one lesser known insurance company that can offer some great rates is the company called Lemonade, and you can get anything from auto insurance all the way to pet insurance, and they have some pretty reasonable rates on there as well. And after smart shopping for the best coverage rates, I think it is also important to understand what type of coverage that you need so that you don't get blindsided when an actual emergency occurs. So there's a delicate balance that occurs when you're picking insurance. You want to find something that's a good deal, but you also don't want to undercut yourself just in case you actually need to depend on that insurance one day. So I'm going to try to break down understanding your coverage needs based on those three insurance categories that I talked about earlier in this video, which is life insurance, homeowners or renters insurance, and also auto insurance. So starting off with life insurance. Typically when you pick a life insurance, if you are a single adult, you want to have enough coverage to cover your funeral expenses as well as any debts that may roll over into your relatives so that you have a clean slate when it's your time to leave this planet. And I would even go to say that for life insurance, you may even want 10 times your annual income to cover you if you do have a spouse or if you do have kids, and that will go to replace the income that you would have earned while you were living and to help your family maintain their quality of life. Now there's two main types of life insurance options. You have whole life insurance and then you have term life insurance. Now there are benefits of both sides, and I'm going to kind of ride the fence here on both in terms of which one you should pick. The main benefits for whole life insurance is that it gains cash value as you make payments on a contract of a loan, meaning that if you get a 20-year whole life insurance policy, at the end of that 20 years you will be entitled to a paycheck from the accumulated value of the life insurance policy. And this differs from a term life insurance policy that does not accumulate cash value. So at the end of the 20 years you won't get anything but hopefully a renewal of a life insurance policy. And when I put it like that, you may be thinking, Anfernee, why wouldn't I choose a whole life insurance policy if I'm going to get cash at the end of it? And the answer to that is that term life policies typically are much cheaper on a monthly basis for the same cash value of coverage if you need to actually use that policy. So a $500,000 term life policy may be $30 to $40 a month if you're healthy in your early 20s, whereas a $500,000 whole life policy could be anywhere from $150 to $200 a month. And honestly, for myself personally, I think that the term life gets you just as much benefit even if you don't get that cash value at the end. In terms of homeowners or renters insurance, you want to get enough coverage that will either replace all of your personal possessions or be able to rebuild your house in the case of a fire or a natural disaster. So if your house is worth $200,000, you want to have at least a $200,000 to $300,000 policy to cover your house as well as anything in your house. And if you rent your home or apartment, you want to have enough renters insurance to cover everything in there just in case there's a break-in or just in case something happens where you lose all of your personal possessions. Most times, most mortgage lenders or even most landlords require you to have some form of insurance just in case something that is outside of your control happens to protect themselves from financial liability so that but you'll be able to continue to pay your bills even if a tree falls in your house or some bandit decides to break into your apartment. And then with auto insurance, for myself personally, I have always chosen to get the minimum amount of insurance required by the government. However, if you are someone who drives expensive cars or even a newer car, you may want to get at least double your car's value in insurance to cover yourself from financial liability once again, just in case someone hits you and you have to replace your car, or just in case you hit someone else and you have to replace their car. So if you only have a $25,000 collision coverage, but you hit a $75,000 car, your insurance won't cover the total value of their vehicle, and that person may be able to sue you for liability, and then your wages can be garnished and you have a whole nother storm to deal with. So the best case scenario, I think, would be to get double your car's value or to get at least $50,000 worth, because that seems to be a good middle ground in terms of cars value on the road today. So now that we talked about what coverage that you should get, I think it's also important to understand why you should get those particular coverages, even if it's not required by law. So for something like homeowners insurance or life insurance, you want to get that insurance to protect yourself from losing any income. This goes the same with disability insurance as well. I know in this video I'm not really breaking down all the types of insurance that you should actually get. However, this is meant to be a high level overview of why you should go searching for insurances in the first place, and then doing a deeper dive of what actual insurance is best for you. So protecting your income in the case of emergency is vital, and I'm going to talk about in a few seconds why that actually is. But I already know that there's going to be some advocates against all types of insurance that are not required by the federal government, and that is going to be advocates against life insurance and advocates against renters insurance when it's not required, because many people just say that they'll keep money in a savings account and they'll cover an emergency whenever it comes up. But what I want to talk about really briefly is that insurance in itself protects you against financial liability. It insulates you against accidents, because if a very expensive emergency comes up, all you will have to pay is the deductible, whether it's $100 or $1,000, in order to get the full payout of what is needed to cover the emergency that occurred. I don't know many people that keep $10,000 in their bank account just for emergencies, and if you do, you may want to have a short chat with some financial advisors, because that is not very smart. But having some form of insurance will protect you against that financial liability, just in case you have an accidental death and your family needs to cover your funeral expenses, or just in case your wife, if you pass, needs to have money to cover the mortgage while she figures out what she's going to do next. Insurance takes one of the biggest burdens away from the accident, and that is going to be a conversation about finances. So I definitely recommend at least getting a minimum amount in most cases, just to protect yourself from accidents that no one knows where or when will occur. But with all that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you found any kind of value in this video, then don't forget to tap that like button for your boy, and also don't forget to go down into the link in the description and get yourself a little bit of insurance by signing up to the public app, where if you just sign up and create an account, not having to deposit any money at all, you can get a free fractional share of a stock valued anywhere from $300 to $300. That's a great way to support the channel, as well as getting yourself some money as well. So as I said, I hope you did find some kind of value in this video, and I hope you do start searching for insurances, but I'll see you in the next one, guys.